What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the Berry Blessed podcast. My name is Derek.
My name is Kayla,
And
we are the berries.
Mahalo and aloha. We are here in Hawaii,
Yes.
the great state of Hawaii, or state, the Big Island of Kona, here for our second wedding anniversary, but our 6th year together.
Yes.
Yeah. Today, we wanted to kind of share some views with you, as well as talk about our experience here on the island in a real practical sense. As you can probably tell, it's pretty overcasty out, and it is very likely that we're going to get rained on here shortly. So we're not going to have a really long podcast today. But again, we just wanted to share some of our insights and some things that we've kind of noticed since we've been here on the island, and kind of just practically share those things with you, and then kind of how it relates to spirituality as well.
Yeah. So with our experience here, I definitely have noticed some things. It's a little different. It's not the same like, you would be, even though Hawaii, and I keep forgetting, Hawaii is a state as well. It's different. They use the resources that they have on land, but yes, everything has to get shipped in if they can't use the resources, which they either grow, harvest themselves, which I noticed too that when it came to most of their structures, a lot of them are older. Yes, they'll redo it and like update it, but not update it to where it's like a brand new building like in the States. Like new builds are not as fancy as, they're still nice, but they're not like fancy like ours. But you also notice there's so much vegetation, there's so much plants, and like the actual earth that has not been touched and probably will never been touched, because it is basically saved to a certain point where like they're saving it so they can harvest or use it for whatever they need for the resources. And so that kind of brought me to like a tree, how it implants its roots into the ground, and that's its foundation. It starts from the roots and then grows up and produces fruit. Yes, you can still pick that fruit over and over again. That tree is still there. So Hawaii just feels like a big foundation to where everything around it on the island is a big foundation. And a lot of the stuff is, yes, they build, they harvest and all that stuff, but when it comes to just anything like new, it's not like the actual United States new, like fancy and expensive and stuff like that. Like it'd still be nice, but it's not overly expensive.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to get at here is, when it comes to like your relationship with God, is you have to have something that is your foundation. You have to have something that you're rooted in.
Right.
If you're rooted in things of this earth, that's going to be a problem, because resources eventually run out.
Right.
So here, what it's kind of taught us, kind of metaphorically, into a spiritual kind of thought, is that if your roots are in God and you're getting everything from God, then that's a source that never runs out.
Exactly. And you also don't need the fancier things in life. You don't need the brand new car, the brand new house, everything's brand new. You can still have a really nice house, which there is beautiful homes here, but a lot of them are older. Yeah, they might update it inside over the years and stuff like that, but it's just their culture is like they stay rooted into their culture here. And again, that's just like your walk with God, like staying rooted with your walk with God and continuing that walk with God. Also growing, you can still grow and produce, but also keeping those roots.
Yeah. Another thing that, I took away is at night, what, has been going on is, well, the last few nights, and tonight's another one of those nights too, where they're going to have a luau. So it's a big, kind of dance celebration where they're eating and they're, showing people, the dance and kind of the traditions here in Hawaii. But the later that it gets into the evening, the quieter that it is, and you can hear the waves of the Pacific Ocean that's surrounding us here. And I have found listening to the waves has been just so calming. It's led to just some of the best sleep that I've gotten in a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So what we've done is we've opened up our patio door and we've allowed then the waves sound to be kind of amplified because we've opened that patio door up.
Right.
And the revelation that I got from that was, God's that way. And these waves, the Pacific Ocean surrounds the entire island. There's nowhere that you can go on this island unless you get onto a boat or get onto a plane to leave it. So the water surrounds you everywhere. You can hear the waves anywhere that you go on the island. And God's that way. You can hear his voice at any time. But here's the key. You have to open the door in order to hear it. The other thing is you have to be focused on his voice. So another example here practically is when the door is open, you can hear other sounds, whether it's construction or a leaf blower like earlier today,
Yeah.
Or the luau noise and whatnot. But you can always, no matter how loud the outside noise is, you can still hear the waves if you focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
And again, God's that way, that, if we're being distracted and our focus is taken away from God and we're listening to other things, so whether it's outside influence, whether it's, we're listening to what other people are saying to us, or we're listening to all of the negativity, it's then harder to hear God. So for believers, especially, you have to really put your focus on God. And how do you do that? You do it by his word, reading the Bible and, being around others who are, Christ-like Christians as well. And for non-believers, it's one of those situations where you don't hear the voice of God because the door's shut. So you can't hear the waves because the door is closed. Revelation 3:20 says, "Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and dine with you and you with me." So it's just an invitation that Jesus is giving us, that if you just open the door, you can hear his voice. And not just hear his voice, but have a relationship with him as well.
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it for us today. Again, we really just wanted to jump on quickly just to share our experience out here. We will do another podcast when we get back stateside in order to kind of recap everything that we've experienced out here and then give you some new insights as well. But until then, my name is Derek.
My name is Kayla.
And we are the Berries.
Bye,
Take care.
guys.